NTV Wild Talk in partnership with the Kenya Wildlife Service and Wildlife Direct.
Hello and welcome to NTV Wild Talk with me, Smriti Vidyarthi. We are back in Watamu and we're here thanks to SafariLink Aviation that flew us down here and also to Medina Palms Hotel that is accommodating us. Now our focus on turtles, the challenges they face and their conservation continues in this episode.
Four sort of leg things sticking out and there's a hard...
Last week on the show we met Casper, the manager of the local Ocean Trust, an organisation that rescues, treats and releases sick and injured turtles back into the ocean. Some of the patients included a massive greenback turtle called Big Mama and a hawksbill turtle called Lily, who was taken on a sea bath in preparation for her release. This week on the show, we meet Kahindi Changawa and Fikiri Kiponda from the local Ocean Trust, who play a key role in the turtle rescue and release program and in the overall conservation of turtles. Joining me now is Kahindi Changawa. He is the Community Liaison Officer for the local Ocean Trust here in Watamu. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Now, Kahindi, one of the biggest challenges that our turtle populations face is getting caught up in the nets of fishermen and also being poached by fishermen for their meat and their shells. Now, tell us, how does the Trust address this issue?
Basically, Watamu Turtle Watch has a program of rescuing all turtles which are accidentally caught by fishermen in their fishing gears where they're out fishing. So basically, we've had meetings with the fishermen. We distributed our contacts. So anytime turtles are caught in their gears, as soon as they reach at the landing site, they usually contact us. We make arrangements to find where the fisherman is, and then he takes us to where the turtle is. And immediately we reach there, we get hold of the turtle, we take all the details that we need from that particular turtle. There is a very short interview that we do with the fisherman, and then after that we take the turtle and set it free in the marine park. Apparently there is a fisherman who has already called us and he's waiting at the fish landing site. We could go and rescue this turtle together.
And that is just very close by, so we better get going because that turtle really needs to be back in the water. Okay. All right, so this really is one of the fishermen that called you, and now you as a local Ocean Trust come out and you meet him and rescue this turtle.
Correct. So he's one of the fishermen who cooperates with us. So every time he catches a turtle, it is him and his colleagues. So every time he catches a turtle, he contact us, we come rescue the turtle, work on it, and then sell the turtle free.
Okay, Jambo.
Salam.
Oh, wow. So this is, what species of turtle is this?
This is a green turtle. This is the most common turtle species we have around here. Looks pretty healthy.
So you assess the turtle, which I suppose we'll do so first, and then find out more about how this turtle got caught up in the fisherman's net.
Correct, yeah.
This is an absolutely stunning turtle. So what's the process? Take us through it now.
All right, so take this turtle, up there in the shed, start working on it. There's a very short interview that I'll do with the fisherman to find out exactly where the turtle was caught. I mean, what sort of fishing gear, even though I'm finding it there. And then just to know the tide, like what tide they were out fishing there. And then after that, I'll take measurements. Target, this one is new. We haven't had it before.
Okay.
It doesn't have any tag in its flippers. And then after that, we settle the fishermen and then we'll set the turtle free.
All right, so let's do that measurement.
Okay,
then.
thank you.
So, Kahindi, you're covering this turtle. Why is that?
Covering this turtle to keep it calm. Because he'll keep on fighting. Like now, he's gone right calm.
Yeah.
So if you cover the head, at least it just minimizes the the activities the turtle will be doing.
Okay. And this turtle really is beautiful, but right now, what state might it be in? I mean, it was swimming in the ocean, probably caught up in a net. What mental state? How must this turtle be feeling?
I would say this turtle is frustrated. It's never faced. This is the first time. I mean, it's a new turtle.
Yeah.
So it's facing all this for the first time. It is frustrated.
Okay.
So we've got to work on it and set it back, as soon as possible.
Okay, all right. So what sort of details will you now take?
Okay, so the fisherman's name is Jaro Carissa.
Jaro Carissa.
The brown, yeah. So he caught the turtle in a fishing net. Resenge.
Sai saa sita.
So he caught the turtle at 12 this afternoon. Yeah, Zambra.
Nguva.
So he caught the turtle at a place called Nguva.
Nguva, okay.
Yeah. So this is a fishing site in the creek.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cool. Oh God. And then Uyombo. And then the fish landing site he uses is Uyombo.
Okay.
And then the type of the turtle, this is a green turtle. Take it there. Okay, open menu.
And now we measure
Right,
it.
now we measure it.
Is it just from the neck down?
So we usually take the measurement right behind of the neck at the joint where it connects the carapace.
Okay.
So the tip of the tape just sits right there.
Okay.
And then we take it at the inner V-shaped notch at the back. This is a 38.6. So we take the measurements 3 times.
Why 3 times?
Because there could be an error as you are taking measurements, because it's not a straight carapace length, it's a curved. So maybe the tape might sit in a funny angle. Then it's still a juvenile, so we can't tell the sex. So this one is unknown.
Do we have an idea of its age at all? Or is it very difficult to tell?
We age them by saying whether the turtle is a juvenile, sub-adult, or an adult.
Okay.
You can't exactly say this turtle is 5 years. You can only approximate.
Right,
For instance,
okay.
this one could be maybe like 5 to 7 years,
Right.
something of the sort.
Okay.
It usually depends with the foraging grounds, like how rich it is and how much it's eating in a day. This one can go back in there.
And has the fisherman ever caught a turtle before? Can you ask him?
Wewe hikuburakasa nyuma huko.
Nyuma.
Na bakutala kula kwako.
No bra kwenda sino.
So yeah, he catches them regularly.
He catches them regularly.
Yeah.
And does he often call the local ocean trust so that they are rescued and then released?
Kuhusu brao kila wakati unaamira shirika riri la Turtle Watch.
Yeah.
Kuna mwingine.
Ni riri kila kipata na reha.
So all turtles he's been catching, he only set them free via Watamu Turtle Watch.
Oh, really?
As the only organization he knows that does turtle conservation.
Okay, and why does he do that? Why does he believe in the importance of conserving turtles?
Unafikiria umuhimu wa kala unamhifadhiwe kishako.
Muhimu wa kala ifadhiwe ni kwamba ni virahu irusho nendera ifadhi. Hata nae humachero ni majima kute ufadhili unaendelea mapate kule elimu kula watu wa Turtle Watch.
He believes by conserving turtle we're sustaining their population. At least even for the forthcoming generation will have an opportunity to get to see turtle population in this world.
Wow, that's amazing. Tell him, keep it up. That's how it should be.
Nampa shukrani sana
Sawa.
kwa fikra hizo.
Asante. So this turtle is pretty settled now, it seems, because it has been covered.
Lolo ya mwisho. It's got no barnacles,
Okay.
no injuries on the flippers.
And neither here.
Perfectly handled.
Okay.
This turtle was in good hands.
All right. So the fisherman really did
Clean.
take care.
Yeah. It's very good. Just no physical characteristics.
Oh, this turtle really does look like he's
Wow.
desperate to get back into
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah.
So what's the next step?
So the next step, we want to take its weight,
Okay.
record it there, and then we'll take it back to the center to target, and then set it free.
So it must be tagged every.
Every single one
It must be tagged.
must be tagged before we set free.
Okay.
So this one is 7.3.
Is that a good weight for this size turtle?
Yeah, for this size, this species, 7.365.
So there is an incentive involved in this program. Tell us more about that.
So basically, after collecting all details with the turtle, in respect to the size of the turtle, there is a different incentives that usually give to the fishermen. So juvenile turtles, which is up to 60 centimeters, usually give 300, and then 60 centimeters to 75, and past there is 500, as from 80 is 1,000.
And why is it dependent on the size of the turtle? What does that have to do with the amount of money?
We've conducted quite a number of research as how much a fisherman will be getting if he is to sell the turtle meat in black market. He'll be getting lots of money.
Really?
The incentive we are giving out to them is equivalent to nothing. It's just because they have the heart to conserve these turtles. This is why they're still persistent to conserving turtles. Otherwise, the size varies in respect to how much you are giving, because the fishermen as well, they always claim if the turtle caught in their fishing gears, in respect to the size, would cause different size of damages in their fishing gears. So bigger turtles, definitely you would expect huge damage from it.
To their fishing gear?
To their fishing gear.
Wow.
And then there is the time, and then the fishermen handling the turtle because these guys are from across the creek. Like taking all that time, that passion, and bringing the turtle to us.
Yeah.
So we were to giving out to cover all that. Yeah.
And before you make that payment, can you ask the fisherman, really, what does he make of the black market and other fishermen who actually go out and sell turtles rather than protect turtles?
Kala iza hangine yunokasa inga kala hangine ni kwa kiwango chani mtu anadima kapata kulengana na saizi ya kasa.
Lakini vikara kwa finano matirani ati na mambo la uhifadhi lazima uhifadhi na humanyo kala mshoni nda kumbola matokeo ni nini.
You usually get lots of money through black market if you was to sell the turtle there.
Yeah.
He did not give a specific figure,
Okay.
but it's good money in respect to what they're getting. He doesn't have that interest. All he wants is to conserve them.
Okay.
To keep the population.
Well, we certainly hope that there are many more fishermen like him who have those sort of positive attitudes towards protecting these turtles.
Thanks.
You've got to count it.
Hi,
Sawa.
shukran sana.
Asante sana. Sawa.
Hi.
So Kahindi, the fisherman has now left. How do you feel about participating in this process?
This is a huge achievement to this program. This is a green turtle. They would have decided to kill it. But, you know, them being alone from catching the turtle, taking the turtle to the landing site, and then choosing to bring the turtle to us is a huge achievement. If we just reflect back, like how fishermen used to behave. Yes, you would have them in a meeting, talking to them about turtle conservation. They would leave laughing at you.
Really?
The day after you got the landing site, you see guts.
Dead turtles.
Which means that whatever you told us we haven't listened to you.
Yeah. But now
Seeing this to be happening,
Yeah.
it's a huge achievement to this program.
so fishermen's really attitudes are changing. You believe that strongly?
It is changing. It has changed a lot, and it's still changing. I do believe there could be some fishermen who was reluctant to participate in this program, but the percent of the fishermen who are cooperating with us is really huge.
And how long have you been involved in this program? And why?
I've been involved in this program. This is my 16th year. Initially, I didn't have a clue as that was why we were conserved. I did not have a conservation background.
Really?
So when I was in the system of Watamu Turtle Watch, then I learned, and then I realized the gap my community has. And therefore, I thought now I can become an important tool, try to fix that gap. And I'm seeing the product of my work that I've been doing.
All right.
I really appreciate and I'm happy of the achievements.
Well,
that I'm
keep it
seeing.
up, because it's thanks to people like you that these precious turtles are surviving. Kahindi, you now have to rush and take this turtle back to the center before you next get a call, because how often do you get calls?
You could get quite a number of calls at the same time, so you make a decision where to begin and end. So you prioritize. There are those fishermen who'll be calling from their places, then you know that the turtle is already in safer hands, it's just sitting somewhere still until you're there. And then there are those fishermen who are coming from far, coming to the closest fish landing site that you could access them.
Right.
So just prioritize and see which one you've got to begin with.
All right.
Others, there could be quite a number of fishermen already waiting.
Okay.
Now, before you get the next call, we've got to get this one, going.
Yeah, well, this one really is a beauty and really, really lucky to survive. Kahindi, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is NTV Wild Talk. It's time to take a break. Remember, we're here thanks to the Safari Link Aviation that flew us down here and Medina Palms Hotel that are accommodating us. So much more coming up on turtles. Next up, after the break, we are going to check out a nest, and hopefully those turtles will hatch, but you never know. Stay tuned to find out what happens next. Hello and welcome back to NTV Wild Talk with me, Smriti Vidyarthi. Right now I am with Fikiri. He is the Watamu Turtle Watch Coordinator. And Fikiri, where we are right now is incredible. What we are looking at is a baby turtle that's just hatched and coming out of the sand.
Yes.
Tell us about this incredible experience.
The mother turtle came to lay eggs 2 months ago, and that's the incubation period, and now it's time for the hatchlings now coming out of the nest. They're about now to leave the nest. So you can, as you can see, they're up the surface. So anytime from now, they are ready to go.
I mean, what you can see here is just a little bit of movement of the sand, and that's as if the turtle is sort of coming out, and then here's one that's almost half out. They are so small and incredible, but this does seem like quite a slow process. Why is that?
It is because when they are in the nest, they usually have to come to the surface, and they don't have any ladders to come out. So they use one another as a ladder to come to the surface. Now they have been to the surface, they're feeling the temperatures. Now it's kind of like cool, it's when now they choose now to leave that nest. Otherwise, they will never leave the nest when it's too hot.
Oh, really? So turtles coming out after hatching, it normally happens in the evening?
Evening, yeah.
Wow. How many do you think are in there? What's the estimated number?
Average will be 120.
What?
But this nest was left in situ, so we're yet to know how many eggs were laid there, but average will be almost 120 plus eggs.
That is a huge amount. And out of that 120, how many of these baby turtles actually survive?
It is believed that 1 out of 1,000 will survive to maturity.
Really?
Yeah, because
why is that?
there is so many predation. Like here we have a big threat with the ghost crabs. So that's why we try to avail ourselves whenever there's any hatching so that we could scare away the crabs. Otherwise, this baby turtle will never get to the water when there's no person around.
And how do you know that this was the area where the mother turtle actually laid her eggs? Oh, and there is some more movement here. Oh, wow, this is amazing. Let's have a look before you answer that. There's so much activity going on there. Oh my, welcome to the world. And I suppose when you are watching over these, you don't interfere at all?
No, no interference at all.
This is absolutely fascinating. And on your screens, if our viewers can't quite make out what this is, that is the new head of a baby turtle. And that is the other one. And as you say, they're climbing on top of one another. This really is special. But you were telling us that there are predators, but how do you know that this is where the mother laid her eggs?
So we usually do night patrol. Every night we patrol the beach, specifically looking for nesting turtles.
Really?
So whenever they come out, we locate the area and we monitor that nest until it hatches.
So for about 2 months or so, you're monitoring the nest?
Exactly.
And then you obviously put sort of this bamboo or whatever it is
Runway.
around a runway. Oh my goodness. So once they do eventually come out, because they clearly are taking their time, what do we expect?
Well, we expect when they come out, they will always try to rush for their life. So we'll see the whole place here being flooded with all these hatchlings.
Oh, really?
Everyone racing for he or her life.
Oh, wow. So this essentially really is the runway, and there are a lot of people around here because these turtles are really, really fascinating. And of course, people are here, part of the team and onlookers as well, just very, very excited to watch this. When the turtles run out of here, do they easily find their way into the ocean?
Yes, they do. They easily find their way because usually turtles go down a slope.
Okay.
So this to the bushes is much higher than the ocean, so they will always go down a slope. So it's easy for them to go to the sea. And again, in natural circumstances, the beach will be more lighter than the bushes,
Right.
so they will always go where the light is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Otherwise, if you have like artificial lighting, then that will end up disorienting them.
so that means things like beach lights, say, that hotels put up are actually very bad and have a negative impact on the life of a turtle.
Exactly. We have had cases where they laid in front of a hotel beach front and the baby turtles end up in swimming pools.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's really distract them.
What is the biggest number of turtles that have survived in the time frame that you've worked? Or is it hard to know because they're in the water?
Exactly. And they're too migratory. They move from one place to another. If they could be staying in one place, then we'd say we have done a lot about it, but they move from one end to another. So it's really hard to say how many turtles we have.
How long can this actually take?
Well, it's unpredictable.
Okay.
They can even decide now to leave the nest, but being patient, we'll see the whole process.
And where is their mama?
She's nowhere to be found. Like she just does the laying of the eggs, and
Off she goes.
She doesn't have there's no parental care between the babies and the mother turtle.
That is amazing.
So they're gonna not find their mother.
They're just on their own, solo individuals, you know, facing the world on their own. All right, let's just spend a bit of time watching and waiting.
Over at Garoda, right? Okay.
Olive Ridley.
Oh, movement.
Oh, look at it come up here.
But on average, maybe 120 eggs. But they might not all hatch. Some might. depends, but
Is it only sort of in this area?
Yeah.
Nowhere else?
no, yeah, it's a lot.
So you can see like the edges of the depression. So it's,
Oh yeah, so here it goes down, 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 down.
Oh, look, it's coming, it's coming.
Yeah, this one. Now.
now.
Oh, they're going the wrong way.
Oh wow, they
And here they
are
come.
now coming out. This is amazing.
Wake up, guys.
And Fikiri, what species are these little guys? Look at them, they're
These
all
little
just
guys
popping
are
out.
green turtles.
Green turtles, so that means that they are eventually going to be the size of Big Mama, the turtle that we saw at the center?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
my-
will be like around 30 years to come.
oh, in about 30 years, if they survive.
If they survive.
Oh,
Oh my God.
welcome to the world. So is that one the leader who's
Yeah.
now going, oh my goodness, there are so many turtles, I can't believe
So-
it.
Your guess, or your guess, will you be able to count them?
Oh yeah, I could start trying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's going to be never ending. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
And are they girls or boys? Do we know?
We don't know whether they're girls or boys,
Uh-huh.
because at this size you cannot tell exactly what age they are.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what determines their sex?
Their sex determining factor will be the temperature in the nest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you experience high temperature in the nest, so most of them will be females, and if they experience low temperature in the nest, then eventually they'll be male turtle.
So that's incredible. Their sex is determined on the temperature, and no doubt climate change has a big impact then.
Yes.
So if it's too hot, they might all be girls. If it's too cold, they might all be. All right. So I think let's move along because they're all sort of leading in that direction towards the ocean. I don't know if any more are going to come out. Oh, bless them. They have taken their time, but they are all out, I think.
Yep.
Okay. This is incredible. Oh. Someone's going out.
Everyone to watch your steps.
Everyone's got to watch their steps. This this really is a fantastic experience. And to think that none of these turtles might survive is really quite shocking. But leave that for now. Let's follow them on as they make their way to the ocean. Oh, the last one.
Yeah. Watch your steps.
You're not meant to touch the boy.
Sorry?
You're not meant to touch him until 3 days old.
What?
You're not meant to touch these guys until 3 days old, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
They're just everywhere. Yep. There you go, into the water. This turtle is leading the way and oh my goodness, there it is, it's gone. Well now these guys have made it to the beach and it's going to be an incredible sight as they head into the ocean where they belong. Let's watch that. Oh, and there they go. Well, you know, Fikiri, I've got to say there is a lot of activity going on here.
Yeah.
So many people so interested in this amazing experience. But if we just come here, Fikiri, there are still so many turtles that are making it into the water. How does this make you feel?
So excited. Makes me feel so excited because it's always something new that I see. Like I always seen this, but every time I see it's like new again. It never gets old.
Despite you seeing it all the time, it's a relief, no doubt, to you.
Exactly. It's a big relief.
It really is such a special thing to protect these creatures that really belong here and have the right to exist and not be poached. How bad is poaching of these baby turtles?
Well, not as much with the baby turtles anyway, but there's so many predation with these small babies. So
oh, there's one right there. Being washed away. You were saying that it's not so bad with the baby turtles.
But with the mature turtles, it's more worse because people will target them for their meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, these baby turtles, like you said, may not survive. There's the threat that birds will come and kill them.
Exactly.
And what more needs to be done to protect turtles as a whole?
Well, we have to protect the habitat. Like we said, with all this building of hotels, walls and everything, the nesting sites are kind of like now infringed, like we're getting less of the nesting sites. So if people could come out and say, like, we don't have to build these walls on the beach, and more so, there's much of erosion going on because if there's so many seawalls, erosion is at the high, and then these turtles will end up losing their nesting sites.
And that really is critical. So hotels even have to practice good conservation.
Exactly.
So before you choose which hotel you're going to, make sure that you find out more about it and really if it is conservation friendly.
A responsible hotel.
A responsible hotel.
Yeah.
All right, Fikiri, I think that's it. Everybody seems to be done with taking all the photos, and congratulations to you. High five, another successful turtle hatching.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you
Asante
so
Sana,
much.
and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Well, now we shift our focus and we're turning our attention to our wild guess question. Here it is. What determines the gender of a baby turtle? What determines the gender of a baby turtle? To participate, just like the NTV Wild Facebook page. Only answers posted on the timeline post that's associated with this question will be considered. The first person to answer correctly wins 2 nights for 2 at the incredible Fairmont Mount Kenya Safari Club on a full board basis in a deluxe room, plus 1 game drive for 2 adults. The winner also gets free entry for 4 people and a vehicle to any national park of their choice, courtesy of the KWS, 1 bottle of wine courtesy of Wines of the World, and a gift hamper courtesy of Wildlife Direct. Terms and conditions apply. Last week's lucky winner was Perkins Murungi. And now, here is our Wild Pick segment. Mike Lesil was at the Buffalo Springs at the Samburu National Reserve. In this photo, he's holding a rescued vulture that was about to be released back into the wild after being collared by the Kenya Birds of Prey Trust team. Mike was there because he's a ranger. And then in the Meru forest, this is Pinto Kisambi. He was on a nature walk to view the elephants, and Pinto says he loves enjoying nature, and Meru forest is home to tens of elephants. Jokins Ojala was at Lake Simbi. In this photo, he says he was about to throw a stone into the lake to test that saying that if you throw a stone, it turns back. Jokins was there on a UN monitoring trip. In Karura Forest, this is Robinson Otunga, who is enjoying the peace that comes with nature, he says. Robinson says his love for nature is unquenchable. And in the Rift Valley, here's a snap of Dikach Boru. He was posing while on a hike to the Rift Valley Lake view in Nyahururu. Dikach says the view of the rift is so amazing and beautiful. Well, please send us your photos that demonstrate your love for nature. All you need to do is like our NTV Wild Facebook page, send the photo via private message, include your full name, tell us where the photo was taken, what you were doing and why. And now here's what's coming up on the NTV Wild documentary series on Saturday night.
We're bringing you the stories of a unique group of baby elephants, all of them rescued from the wild in Kenya, having lost their families. Many of these little babies saw their mothers killed by poachers.
It's hardly surprising she's so keen to get her bottle. It's thought that she was without her mum for about 2 weeks, and in that time she became very dehydrated. Of course, it's not just the milk that they love so much, it's also the comfort of the sucking.
Oops! One of the other little Ellies, 8-month-old McKenna, gets her comfort by sucking the ear of the herd's mini matriarch, Lualeni.
I can't believe this. Look, they have such a close bond, these two. You can see Cora in there. Oh, it's such a shame. The ears are going out, the trunk's going up. He doesn't know what's going on.
Well, I'm still here with Fikiri and also Samuel, who is a up-and-coming conservationist who's done a lot in protecting turtles as well, and of course Casper. We are about to release this turtle, but Casper, before we release the infamous Lily, how critical is it that we conserve our turtles and marine life as a whole?
Well, the life on the land is very closely connected to the life in the sea. Without the life in the sea, there's not going to be any life on the land. It's as simple as that. Most of our oxygen comes from the sea. A lot of millions, if not billions of people around the world and in Kenya and Africa depend on the animals that live in the sea for food. And turtles play a crucial role in keeping the ecosystem going in the marine environment. So we need to look after the turtles so that we look after the sea, so that we look after the environment as a whole.
All right, well, you know what, before we actually release Lily, can I hold her and say goodbye to her?
Sure,
She's been a real star, so show me how to hold her.
Just like Samuel's holding
Okay, Fikiri, so from behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the arm underneath.
Like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. You got her.
All right, so
perfect.
This is Lily, and she's been at the trust for a while now, hasn't she?
Not so long, I think about a week and a half.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, we're now saying goodbye to Lily, and she's been there for a while, and time to set her back where she belongs. All right, Samuel, go for it.
Okay.
She's very ready to go. All right, right there is good, Samuel. Good wind, good wave coming now. There she goes now. She's saying goodbye. Just looking back.
Yeah. Sorry, you need to move that way. Want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye-bye, Lily.
There she goes, there she goes. And she might just pop.
Well, that's it on NTV Wild Talk with me, Smriti Vidyarthi. Thanks very much to our guests and thank you for watching. And we say thanks to Safari Link Aviation that flew us down here and to Medina Palms that have accommodated us. That's where we leave it. See you next Tuesday, 10 p.m. You can always do your part to help protect turtles too by spreading information, raising awareness or donating to the local Ocean Trust. Follow the organisation via social media on @LocalOceanTrust and get more information on www.watamuturtles.com.
What's up?
One three is bug on the left. Bug, right?
Thanks to Safari Link Aviation that flew us down here, and also
NTV Wild Talk in partnership with the Kenya Wildlife Service and Wildlife Direct.